Hey everybody, Mike from LA1 here. Welcome back. You're probably wondering, why am I on Google Earth? Well, for one, I'm going to be talking about some of the things regarding the theme park industry. Because, as you guys saw my last video discussing California's in Phase 3, going over with some of the IAAPA recommendations, I thought it would be a fun idea to talk about my thoughts on which is probably going to stay open and which parts are going to stay closed. But before we do, I am just going to get the lights and shut the door to make sure no one interrupts. All right. Now, I'm just going to get this one out of the way right now. Oh, getting some good fish. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I hope you guys are staying safe because the mall closest to my home was getting looted, but thankfully they were arrested rather quickly. Alright. So I'm just going to get this one out of the way first. If there's a park that's in California that's more than likely going to stay closed for the rest of the year, chances are it's probably going to be Adventure City. And that is my best guess. Because, well, compared to the size of Knott's and Disney, and Universal for that matter, this is actually pretty small. Oh, I guess they couldn't get a picture for that. Yeah, it's actually pretty freaking small, if you ask me personally. So, yeah. I mean, this is even smaller than Knott's, and that's saying something. So, I would expect Adventure City to stay closed, which is a bit of a shame. I feel bad for the employees, but honestly, considering how small Adventure City is, this is probably the most in my opinion, this is the park that's most likely going to stay closed for the rest of the year. Which is a shame because there's a coaster there I actually would like to get on. Okay, now that we got the bad news taken care of, now we're going to, wait, what the hell is that? Oh, Home Run Park. Alright, now, let's head to Knott's first before we get to the Disney parks. And there is something I'd like to point out here. While I was researching this video. And there's going to be another one out later on, just a little bit. Let me zoom this in for you. Do you see this shot right here? And notice what that's... Oh, oops. That's a dead-on spoiler. Dead-on spoiler. Dead-on spoiler right there. You see what that sign says? That sign says Ghost Town Alive. You would think it'll feature Ghost Town Alive on the poster when we go full zoom. Well, guess what? Oh, hang on, here we go. Wrong! Nope. This was taken in June 2015 when Iron Reef first opened. Boy, now it's looking like it's going to be Knott's Fairy Tales, which Knott's did send out saying it should be ready by the time the park opens. Well, it's funny that they put a Ghost Town Alive thing on there, and yet, put Iron Reef in there. And if that wasn't bad enough, look. There's the stage where Summer Nights was supposed to get starting up. But look. The old Screaming Swing. Yes, the stage where the stage is where the hanging currently is, is where the Swinging Swing was. Which, boy, talk about a weird placement. And And where the hanging stage, oh, there's the entrance. And where where the Calico Park is, that's where the hanging stage was back in the day. Seriously, Google, update perfectly. And look, see, there's Calico Park. There's Calico Park. What the hell? And if you guys are wondering, and yep, you know this is out of date when Hang Time is still under construction. And if you're wondering, yep, still has Boomerang in it. Oh, man. Now let's get to the parts here. And this is regarding, now let's start with light range since it's right here. According to the IAAPA's guidelines, they're saying interactive dark rides should stay closed for the time being because of this pandemic. Well, unless it goes through extensive cleaning. Which is why it makes me kind of surprised that Knott's is going to keep it cleaned. Said it's going to be open as soon as the park reopens. And of course, Cedar Fair CEO gave me and my fellow associates possible heart attacks when they said all the parks may stay closed for the rest of the year. Which I just don't see. Now, we have to address the elephant in the room with Calico River Rapids. In this shot, it's just Bigfoot Rapids. There was an interactive element with the dynamite plungers. So if you're talking about interactivity, I could definitely see them blocking that off till for the end of the year, which is kind of a shame because that's actually one of the cool parts of the ride. And yes, if anyone's wondering, it's so out of date. It still features the old Bigfoot Rapids, back when it had the areas. Great on it. All right. Now comes the really sad part. Whew. Boy. And yes, it features the Haunt Museum, not Town Hall. All right. And boy, it feels weird seeing the stunt show from above. Now, this is probably the one where I could definitely see some changes in this area. That being Camp Snoopy. We're going to start with this area right here. This one I could definitely see be roped off for the rest of the year. And that is this mini play area right here. Hold on, let me see. Thing is, it may not be much, but those rickety bridges could maybe, in a time of a pandemic, I could see this being roped off for the rest of the year. But the thing is, I'm not quite sure how it is going to be enforced. Are we going to see one group going at a time, or I could definitely see this area being blocked off until there's a vaccine. So I definitely see this being a possible short-term fix. Now another one, and I could see getting possibly closed for the rest of the year, possible removal, which I just don't see. Am I in the right spot? Nope, dang nabbit. I believe it's right here. Let's see if I can get it right. Oh, yeah, this is the area. Now, this one may seem controversial, but at the same time, it may not be the case. Of course, I'm talking about Huff and Puff. The thing is, this one I could definitely see it reopening because, let's be honest, this out of all the rides, this is probably the easiest one to clean. Because you only can fit one kid in there. And honestly, I could see this one staying open. And plus, let's be honest, it doesn't take much. There's not much land to work with this area. And besides, I think they trimmed it to make room for a Linus launcher over there. And as for the truck ride, the Rockin' Rock Company, right back here. It's honestly, I would put this under. I could definitely put this in the same rug as Huff and Puff. The thing is, I could definitely see this as this one could very well be. Look how many cars it has right here. They could easily tell them use every other car and not fill everything up until there's a vaccine. So there's that one. One park down, one more park, one more. Same with the other rides park as well. I could see them doing every other row for each of the other rides. Well, except for every other row for each of the rides. Well, except for the mine ride, which honestly, that one's going to be interesting to see because I don't know any idea about that one. All right, let's head on over to Disney, shall we? All right, we're done with knots, and let's head on over. Is this it? Yeah. All right. Now, this one is probably going to be even more controversial if you ask me personally on this one. All right, let's get started. For one ride I could definitely, it's going to be interesting to watch is the Haunted Mansion. Because keep in mind, the Haunted Mansion takes you down underneath the train tracks with the stretching room. Thing is, unlike Florida's, you could easily turn it off. California, you can't. So makes you wonder: are they going to limit people in the stretching rooms for the rest of the year, or are they just going to cut it all together, or maybe just flat out skip the stretching room altogether because of this pandemic? I don't know. This is probably going to be interesting to watch going forward. And honestly, as much as I hate to say this, because I love watching these guys during the summer runs, as much as this hurts me to say, don't expect the canoes to be running this season at all if they get it to reopen, because honestly, that might be a safety hazard during a pandemic. And if one of the two attractions I could see closed is probably going to be the canoes and this one. And I think this one, this one, as much as I hate to say it, this may be not only a safety hazard because of a pandemic wise, but I could see this being the death nail for a certain attraction here. And that, of course, as much as I hate to say it, yep, this might be the death nail of the subs. But hear me out. I could see them using this out as the subs here. They could easily limit attendance for this, like using half capacity for the subs. But it's gonna be curious to see if there's a ride I could see closed for the foreseeable future. It's probably gonna be the subs for a while, and hopefully they can give the subs a fresh coat of paint in the meantime, because boy, the rust is definitely showing. All right. But the hits just keep coming. And, we gotta wait for this thing to load. Because, of course. And as for that new Fantasyland rumor, yeah, that might be dead on arrival now. Because, honestly, or at least delayed. Next. Yeah, we all know we have to come through here. It's Mickey's Toontown. But thankfully, we do, unlike some attractions, there are some bit of good news. Yes, there is some bit of good news. But then, for one, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway construction, as far as I'm aware, has resumed. So, thankful for that. And, oh, God. A frickin' play parade. Thank you. Oh, God. Sorry. That's part of it, I guess. But back to this. As for some of this attractions, Roger Rabbit, Roger Rabbit's going to stay. Gadget's Go Coaster's going to stay. But this area here, plus this area right here, plus the Electric Company, I could see the effects being turned off for the foreseeable future because honestly, that's definitely a safety hazard. And again, better fix this. And this one may be a punt gun to some kids, but Goofy's Playhouse and Donald's Boat may as well as Minnie's, may be closed for the foreseeable future because that might, again, people touch the stuffs in there all the time, especially on Donald's Boat with the buttons. And that playground area may be a safety hazard. In fact, it falls into IAAPA guidelines. Playgrounds and interactive areas will have to close for the foreseeable future. Now, in Mickey's house, I'm not sure if there's a touching element. I could see them keeping the house walkthrough available. And as we now know, and what Disney World is doing, meet and greets are temporarily suspended. So this one I could definitely see. This one, so I could see Donald's house, the Goofy's Playhouse, Donald's Boat, and Minnie's house possibly closed for the foreseeable future. As much as it pains me to say, because Toontown needs a lot of help. And yes, I know someone posted saying Mickey's house should be the entrance to Runaway Railway. Well, honestly, I just don't see how it's feasible. My best guess is probably still the Gag Factory. So we did get some bit of good news. Monorail, I can see running half capacity. Some of the rides you have to. Now let's head on over to the other side. And before we get to the big question mark, which I'm probably going to be talking about shortly, because we're going to start towards the back of the park and work our way up, shall we? And wow, this thing's old when they're still constructing Pixar Pier. So this one's probably more up to date. First of all, Toy Story Mania. Again, same boat, and as well as the Astro Blasters. It's under the same boat as Fairy Tales is. Thing is, they're going to go through a lot of cleaning, which is why I think they're going to run for a few hours, stop for a few hours, and resume on that one. So there we go. Toy Story Mania is probably going to be that one. And now this one's probably going to upset some people. And honestly, this one's going to be a punch in the gut for me because this is where I usually train for my hockey games back in the day. As much as it hurts my soul to say, this one might very well a possible death nail. Here we go. There we go. We got some. Let's see. Yep. Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. As much as this hurts my soul to say, I just don't know how to keep this open. Thing is, this is probably going to be closed for the rest of the year, possibly longer. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised because of this pandemic that Disney gets rid of it altogether. Because I know there was a rumor going around that they were going to put Mystic Manor there. Honestly, I would love that. But the thing is, there's a death nail because there's a thing called the Grand Californian Hotel because the pool is literally right there. So honestly, I could see this possibly closed for the rest of the year. But it wouldn't be shocking if Disney gets rid of this. And besides, honestly, this is probably considered safe considering Avengers Campus is still being constructed. And if anyone's wondering, yes, it's still Bugs Land, if you guys are wondering. Makes me wonder, once the parks do reopen, are we going to get an opening date right away? But now, this one's probably kind of questionable, but honestly, I'm throwing this on here because of the uncertainty. And honestly, this one's probably going to piss some people off, as much as I hate to say it. The status for Frozen live at the Hyperion. And honestly, I could see this show coming back with possible fast passes for each of the shows. But with the news a few weeks ago that the Frozen show on Broadway won't be coming back, that news makes me worry for this one, considering it never got the final bow that it deserved, just like another show should have gotten it. Which makes me wonder, should Frozen Live at the Hyperion go, what's going to take its place? Tangled, Toy Story, Beauty and the Beast, Beetlejuice, or possibly a completely original concept? Maybe, say, Shopping at a Barnes & Noble, a musical, or something. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below, what do you guys want should this happen? Right now, I'm really not sure, but honestly, with the news that Frozen on Broadway is closing, that's not a good sign. And, well, I think that's all I have. Wouldn't surprise me that, one more thing, regarding Avengers Campus, it wouldn't be surprising that it opens sometime in late September, early October. That's my best guess, but right now, we're still left in the dark right now. So, well, that's pretty much all I have. Hope you guys are staying safe. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Good night, everyone.